discuss and consider memorial building safety improvements and authorize the mayor to sign all applicable documents.
Sure, so, at the last meeting, I was asked to, look into what other, entities have, such separations, I guess, between staff, and so, yep, we have, Bessemer and Ironwood Township, and then Marquette, all have their, utility building offices with, bulletproof glass, and then you have, for the clerk's offices, you have Ironwood Township and Bessemer both have, bulletproof glass separating their interaction between, the public and, citizens coming to the window. We have a couple other entities, Iron Mountain, Hurley, and Marquette, for their clerk's office all have, either plexiglass or some sort of divider wall in between them as well. And then, a few other communities that I contacted, with, only the bulletproof glass at the public safety departments, but not at their, city offices. So, a few other communities mentioned that, they're in the talks and planning stages of such projects. It's certainly something that's being talked about. Multiple communities said, yeah, it's unfortunate to have to be having such conversations, but it is a reality of where we're at in today's world. So it's not like not like Ironwood's alone in this conversation and these thoughts. So, that's some data, I guess, from other communities. So just to clarify, on the price, so I did go out for some alternate pricing. Say if we didn't want to do bulletproof glass, if we just wanted to do plexiglass, there could be a savings. It takes the $19,000 down to, I think, just under $10,000. So the glass is about a $10,000, add to this project. And so, yeah, that's basically, the two options. Plexiglass, you're looking at 10 grand. If you do bulletproof glass, it's just a shade under $20,000. That's not over $20,000. It's kind of one or the other, either 10 grand or 20 grand, essentially, is what it comes down to. Let's see. And then, yeah, I guess the impetus behind this, so there was a multitude of things, I kind of spoke of in the original, memo that, we've had a number of interactions, that have led us to want to have a dividing wall to kind of give some separation, so, between public and staff, few negative, interactions that, that just made staff uncomfortable, and then, just getting a little bit too, I guess, open, and then, we've had to have, conversations with those people, involve our public safety department to have conversations with the members of the public, but, and this has been something that's been talked about, since before our active shooter training. Then when we had the active shooter training, it did definitely open our eyes to, what the risks are out there if something were to happen, how exposed that the staff are. So, so I guess that kind of drove home the thought and need for having the bulletproof glass being, added into the project. The divider wall was already thought about and already planned for. We wanted to have a divider wall be put up so that we could, right now we have, basically 4 staff behind the clerk's desk. We have 1 temporary staff, we have the 2 clerks, and then we have myself back in, my office is access through there. So there's a lot of different, people coming to that window to interact. And so if we have, the window to kind of concentrate those conversations, it can help to decrease, I guess, the interaction for, basically kind of channel it to one person at the window, one staff will be at the window interacting with the person. If we have, sometimes there's sensitive conversations that need to be had, we'll have the second door where we can invite the public back to behind the door and have a private conversation. We'll kind of just plan to set up a desk back there where, you know, a more, you know, private and intimate conversation could be had to, you know, if there's sensitive topics that need to be talked about or what have you. When people are coming for cemetery issues and, you know, doing personal things of scheduling, you know, cemetery, interaction and scheduling issues. So, we do have a plan where we could, you know, invite the public back to the backside of the office to have an interaction with staff. So, it definitely will change the, you know, the flow and of how the interactions are happening. You know, you can look at it as good and bad, however you wanna look at it. There's no doubt that it will change the interaction of that office, but it will, you know, channelize the conversations and, you know, whether it's Mara as the deputy clerk or Jen as the clerk leading those conversations, and then, you know, if they need to, you know, talk with one of those two people or myself, you know, we can by all means invite the public back and have a conversation and meeting, back in the office. So I guess I'm open for questions and conversation.
Commissioners, any thoughts or questions for the city manager?
Well, we've been coming here for years and we pay our water bills, we pay our bills, and there's a glass there. And I've always thought that people behind that glass are just as nice as they can be, and I have a good conversation with them if they have the time and I have the time, or else we just conduct our business. So I see no problem with that. I think that we have great people in that room, and they'll be talking, however they talk to people, they'll be just as nice as ever. If they feel safer, and you know, we have to look at the job that they do for us. Elections clerk, for example, interaction with a lot of people, and we have to protect them because we rely on them. It's protecting an asset. So move the conversation along. I would make the motion to move forward with the memorial building safety improvements as described in item N with the bulletproof glass.
And I'll second that.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Mildred, second by Commissioner Andreessen to authorize the memorial building safety improvements that have been presented to us as noted in item N. Any additional questions, conversations, concerns?
I just want to say that I think it's important for your staff to feel supported and to feel safe, and being a teacher, you don't always feel that way, so I hope that our staff always feels that way, so I support this.
Let's do roll call.
Sebo,
Yes.
Andreessen,
Yes.
Corky,
Yes.
Mildred,
Yes.
and Corcoran.
I would vote no. And just to explain myself a little bit, I know there's concerns, I've gone to the county offices, you know, they've been concerned about folks as well. I think I would feel more comfortable with plexiglass, and indeed, conversation is important with our folks, but I don't know that bulletproof glass is where I would go, but that is just an explanation of my no vote. So, motion carries